Hi, to explain later, and welcome to my very first podcast on the channel. And I just wanted to take a moment to give you guys a quick channel update. For most of February, I'm going to be traveling down to Argentina and Chile to visit some family, so the channel might be a little silent. Alongside this podcast, I hope to release a new type of video for this channel that combines both my love of doing voices and comic books, so look forward to that. It's part of this effort I'm trying this year to do different things on this channel to see what sticks, because later this year I do plan on going back to school. As for this podcast, I'd like to give a shout out to both @plusframes and @safetyspud on Twitter for giving me some mic tips for this, my first podcast. With that said, this is my first, so there are going to be some mistakes, audio issues, introduction issues, name slips. But bear with it. Put this on in the background as you do chores, exercise, shower. There's going to be a link to a purely audio version in the description below. This YouTube version will just have a couple visual cues to keep you on track. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy this unnamed podcast show thing. Hi, to explain later here, and welcome to the very first edition of, I honestly don't know what to call this podcast. A podcast, explain a cast, something like that. But I'm here with my good friend Mick, the Mixter, the Mick with the mic here. And we're going to be talking about a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff today because we are both huge.
Hey, good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I wasn't done. Who said you could see I'm just joking. You're great. You're great. But we're both big Mortal Kombat fans. And something unexpected happened earlier this week. There was that whole Brazil reveal event going on where Kano was revealed. What are your thoughts on Kano, man?
First of all, I think Kano looks like a futuristic Pirates of the Caribbean. But for the most part, I like him. And I also like how they kept his traditional costume. Oh, from the, like you were telling me earlier, this was his costume in the movie.
Yeah, how he looks like, how his primary costume makes him look like Kano in the movie, Trevor Goddard in the movie, the late, great Trevor Goddard, the guy that actually made Kano Australian. Before then, he was just like Chinese, but it wasn't until that movie that, with that Australian accent, man, he just nailed it.
Wait, so Kano is originally Asian?
Kano is... It's never explicitly said what he is, but they say that he's from East Asia. Okay. And that outfit that made him look like a pirate. At first, I thought it was his primary outfit. That's why I texted you, and that's why I tweeted out, Kano's a goddamn pirate, because I thought that was his primary outfit. Turns out that is a Gagajero. I think it's Gagajero. Someone who's better at pronunciation will probably just yell at me in the comments later. But that's a Brazilian exclusive outfit. It's a Brazilian Revolutionary Bandit thing that's part of their history, which I thought was very interesting.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Kind of random, though. Never expect NetherRealm to do something like that.
Not really. This wouldn't be the first time that they've done Brazil outfits. There was a whole Brazilian pack from Mortal Kombat X. We had Johnny in a soccer outfit. I think Liu Kang also had a soccer outfit as well. Someone else had a soccer outfit. Or, no, something else. There was someone else, and then Kun Lao was dressed as a guacho, which is like it's like a cowboy, sort of. Cowboy farmer. It's almost like a Chilean wassail.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, I thought that was his primary outfit at first. I'm a little sad that it's not, because there was just so much to that, from the vest and the hat and the gloves with, like, the bullets strapped on it and everything. I thought that was just badass.
What do you think of Kano's costume? His main costume?
I do like that it's an homage. It may not intentionally be that way, but I do like that it's an homage to Trevor Goddard.
Okay.
But I also kind of wish they, I don't know, gave him a little bit more. He just has, like, gloves on. His tattoos aren't as big as they were in Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah. He looks naked, honestly.
Very naked, with the skin-colored pants and everything. He's just buck nude.
Literally.
Kano the nudist. K-nudist.
I guess you can say Kano has a eye for that.
God damn, what I tell you about being cheesy. Yeah, we're both very excited. Kano's in the game. We would be talking about Cabal right now, but unfortunately the weather in Chicago made it so that way the combat cast that was supposed to happen earlier in the week did not. Yeah. A lot of people have been blaming Sub-Zero on it.
I thought we were done with the cheesy jokes.
Yeah, but it's fitting.
Yeah.
It's fitting, I guess. But personally, I don't think that's what happened. What do you think happened, Mick?
To Chicago?
Yeah, what do you think happened?
Well, I think, weather is changing, and we need to be more careful with the environment.
Well, you're wrong, sir. Let me tell you what happened.
What happened?
Here's what happened. Frost, from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, she found out that there was another Mortal Kombat game coming out, and that she wasn't going to be part of it. So she decided that if she wasn't being worked on, no work would be done by the NetherRealm employees, by those hard-working son of a bitches that I love so much. She decided that they're not going to get any work done. So she froze over all of Chicago with the Dragon Medallion. And that's what happened.
Well, I mean, you had to make it rain first, right?
I hope it rains. I really hope it rains. So, speaking of which, here's the itinerary that we have going down today. We're going to be going over some of the characters that we want to return. We have them divided up in a bit of sections. Then we're going to do a rundown of the Mortal Kombat X roster and which characters that we think are coming back and which characters that we think should sit down. Then we're going to briefly go over what guest characters we would like to see as sort of like a pipe dream of what we would like to see as guest characters. Yeah, so without further ado, how about we get started on this son of a bitch. So
Is it cool if I go first?
Sure. So we're going to start off with two characters from the Mortal Kombat trilogy that we'd like to return. You'll do one character, I'll do one character, then we'll go back to you, then we'll come back to me. How does that sound?
Sounds like a combat-tastic
Just take it away,
idea.
Mick.
All right, so my first choice is none other than Stryker. Now, I believe Stryker should fit in. He's a fan favorite, right? Do you agree with that?
No.
No, you don't think he's a fan favorite?
Not by a long shot.
Okay, well, maybe it's just me. But I grew up playing Stryker as a kid. I loved dinosaurs, and his animality was he turned to like a T-Rex, right?
Yes, he turned into a T-Rex.
Yeah,
That is true.
and I just think that, people want something. We should have something different from the trilogy. We never had Stryker in 9.
We did have Stryker in 9.
Oh, we did have him in 9.
They actually made him kind of cool in 9 with Matthew Mercer voicing him, but that was about it.
Okay, well, I think he should come back in 11. Yeah, that's my lingo.
Well, I do think we're going to get a lot of characters coming back from 9 into Mortal Kombat 11. I think that's going to be the big thing. I think we're going to see more characters coming back from Mortal Kombat 9 than we do X, even though there is some carryover. But I think you guys know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. If not, I'm just spit into the wind right now. The first character I'd like to talk about, this is sort of my smaller one of the two. But the first character I'd like to talk about, I'll get to the big one later, is Sindel. I want to see Sindel back from the Mortal Kombat trilogy. I need my killer Scream Queen back in the game. My
Shao Kahn's wife, right?
She's my Mortal Kombat waifu. Thank you very much. Shao Kahn can shove his hammer up who knows where. But yeah, I really want to see Sindel come back. To me, she's always been one of the more creative characters. She has sort of this banshee aesthetic to her. I kind of want to see her short vest come back from Mortal Kombat 3. We kind of got it in Mortal Kombat 9 with the collar, but it's not like a full vest.
Yeah. She was hot in the movies, too.
She was okay in the movies. Very cheesy in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. And it came out like the early 2000s.
Yeah. Even then, I've loved her since Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. She's a very fun character, very unique. She screams. I want to see them play a little bit more with her hair attacks, maybe make them part of her combo strings. Yeah, I think she was the best
looking female in Mortal Kombat 9 as far as the face goes.
Behind, that's behind Melina, right? In her toilet costume.
I was talking about the face.
Oh.
If you want to go there, man, you go ahead. But, she was okay in that department, too. I think we'll get something that's a little bit closer to her appearance in Mortal Kombat X, which I'm completely fine with. Yeah.
All right.
Sindel.
Well, so my second character I like from the trilogy series is the best Nightwolf. I'm a huge, not a huge Nightwolf fan, but
Isn't there only one Nightwolf?
there's only one Nightwolf.
Why did you say the best Nightwolf?
No. Well, I meant as in he's the coolest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, Nightwolf, he was a 9, right?
He was a 9.
Yeah, he was a 9. So, like Mr. To Explain Later said, a lot of the characters we will be expecting are from 9. So I think Nightwolf would make sense. He's a ranged character. I like to see him use his axes more. Some variants, I think some ideas I have for Nightwolf would be for him to transform, or use his projectiles as a wolf. Like shoot wolves out of his hands.
What?
You know what I mean?
Like maybe summon wolves or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Or like in in Killer Instinct they had Maya. She would throw tigers out. Something similar.
You're
With
thinking
Nightwolf.
of Orchid.
Yeah,
How
Orchid.
she would throw like energy type. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah,
happening.
that's what I meant. Because in 3 he had like the green.
Yeah,
aura.
he has the green auras that he summons. He can make green knives and tomahawks. And,
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I want to see like with wolves.
He also has a reflector and like that. Yeah, Nightwolf could be cool. I'd definitely like to see him come back. I really want to see him. I kind of want to see NetherRealm take the same route that Killer Instinct did. Maybe not to the same extreme that they did, where they cut out a classic costume.
Okay.
Where they actually like get approval or have an actual Native American work on the character.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, because I thought we got some of the best Native American fighting game characters out of Killer Instinct because of that. We got Thunder, which I personally preferred his second costume that they released later. Third costume that he released later, and Eagle became my favorite Killer Instinct character.
Oh yeah, you loved Eagle.
Oh my god, I can play Eagle all the damn time. But yeah, Nightwolf is definitely a good pick to come out. I'd say a better pick than Stryker, but
What do you have against Stryker, man?
nothing. He's just I don't know. He's just a dude.
Just
is
a
what
dude.
it is. He's just a dude.
Although I will say I'm glad the characters in 11 look a lot more realistic and they match the stories. Like, earlier you were saying Scorpion's actually Japanese and
they match their backgrounds.
Exactly,
like I was telling you when the car ride
exactly.
over. Oh, I like that new little touch to the design. I think it's cool. Outworldians and Edenians, though, I think they should look like mixed race. Just getting that out there right now. Because they're supposed to be from a far-off land or from a different realm where certain things are... Yeah. Anyway, my second pick. And
let's hear it.
This is the
I'm
big
excited.
pick. You know who's coming. You know what's coming down.
I'm sure we've talked about it here and there.
This isn't a want. This is a need.
Here it comes.
I need Rain.
Need Rain.
Rain, be my main in this next Mortal Kombat game. I swear to God, I really need Rain. Being a Rain fan sucks. I talked to you about this earlier, but so that way my viewers know.
You guys
or
have
my
no idea
listeners
how he
know.
was in the car.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Rain first showed up in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. In the Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the PlayStation 1, he was kind of hinted at in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 arcade intro thing. You got to see a purple ninja, but you couldn't play as a purple ninja. Now you got a purple ninja in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and yes, it's a joke on a prince song where it's a purple ninja called Rain. But still, I loved him. He had his roundhouse kick where he kicked people all across the world. I would always always use the mind control bubble, then roundhouse kick, and then roundhouse kick just for the fun, because with the mind control bubble, the person has no choice. They have to come to you, they have to go above you, they have to go wherever you put them when they get hit by the mind control bubble. And then he can summon lightning and all sorts of stuff. His animality was kind of stupid. He turned into an elephant. And that was Ultimate Mortal Kombat. That was Mortal Kombat Trilogy. You don't see Rain again until Mortal Kombat the goddamn Armageddon, where they bring everyone back. That's like, I don't know, like 5 years? In between 5 or 6 or something years. It's a long time to wait. And I really fell in love with the character in Mortal Kombat Armageddon because his redesign, he had long hair, he had brown eyes. At the time, I was in elementary school, and I had long hair and brown eyes, and I was like, oh my god, this guy looks just like me, and he's dressed in purple and gold. Holy crap, it's Rain! Oh my god, I was so happy that Rain finally came back, and then I don't see him again until Mortal Kombat 9. Hell, Quan Chi made the main roster of Mortal Kombat 9. A Mortal Kombat 4 character made the main roster of Mortal Kombat 9. A game that covers the events of 1 through 3, not 4. He's just there. And then Rain doesn't come back until the DLC. What the fuck? I need Rain. And don't even get me started on X. You fight him in the story and he's not DLC, but you put Raicho in the second combat pack? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm sure Ed Boon's going to send in a letter saying, when you buy the game 11, he's going to write a letter. It's going to say, Rain's here. And you're going to open the game, you're going to pop it in, and there's going to be a prompt that says, congratulations, Rain. And there'll be a trailer, the whole works. And you go in the game, and you're happy, you're ecstatic, and you look at the screen, and what do you see? You see everyone in a Rain costume, but no Rain.
Motherfucker.
That would be hilarious. Guys,
I would be pissed.
Patricio loves Rain, like you have no idea.
Who's this Patricio you're talking about? No, that's fine. My name's Patricio. Hi. The jig is up.
Yeah.
This is what I get for inviting people over.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I normally do podcasts at my house.
Since when? What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, I really need Rain. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Rain's confirmed. He's in the menus. You mean that friggin' Conquer mode screen where we got to see somebody dressed in purple facing us from the back? I want to believe that's him. But in the combat modifiers for the towers, you have Rain, Shinnok, Cyrax, and Reptile. I don't think Shinnok, Cyrax, and Reptile are going to come back. Cyrax, they actually changed the combat modifier from what they had in Mortal Kombat X. Now it's a net instead of the bombs. Reptile was entirely new to that. Shinnok is entirely new to that. The only reason that I might think it's a trick is that Rain has the same combat modifier as he did from Mortal Kombat X, which is the mind control bubble. But even then, I still doubted that they would go through the trouble of programming it in the game just to throw people off. And then, when you go to Sub-Zero's custom moves, he has a move that's exactly like Rain's Geyser Kick from Mortal Kombat 9. And then Sub-Zero and Scorpion both have purple outfits. What the hell?
I think Ed Boon's just trolling you Rain fans out there. Especially you.
I need Rain. I really need Rain. I love him. He's me. That's pretty much what it is. He's me. If he still has the long hair, I'm happy with that. That's part of why I have my hair long now, because I want Rain in Mortal Kombat, and I want to be able to dress up as Rain when he comes out, so that way I can sit down in front of my TV in a haphazardly made Rain costume and play Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, he's not playing Rain.
God, I'll be so pissed. If I have to pay for Rain again, I will, but I won't be happy about it.
Oh, man. You really want Rain, don't you?
I really want Rain. Like I said, he's a need. He is a need. Like, Prince passed away recently. It could be a great homage. Heck, edit the trailer to Purple Rain if you can get the rights. But I will not believe Rain is in this game until I pop the game in and he's on the main roster. Maybe if they do a gameplay trailer.
Would you be happy if he wasn't in the main roster but was included in DLC?
I will take it, but I won't be happy about it.
Okay.
I've been gypped too much before. Anyway, let's go to the next section.
Yeah, all right. So we're going on to MK4 now, guys. For all you MK4 fans.
MK4 / Mortal Kombat Gold.
That's right. Why don't you start us off?
Why don't you start us off? I just went off on a tangent on Rain. I need a breather.
I went first with Stryker, so.
Fine. So, of the characters from Mortal Kombat 4, I chose Reiko, simply because I think he's a pretty cool character. The only reason I don't think he'll make it is because of his fate in the Mortal Kombat X comics. He becomes a blood god and dies, which is kind of stupid. But another reason that I don't think Reiko will make the game. It's weird. I'm talking about a character that I want in the game, but I'm talking about all the reasons that he won't be in the game is because we already have Shao Kahn as a pre-order DLC bonus, and a lot of Reiko's moves are just copies of Shao Kahn's moves because he wants to be just like Shao Kahn. He wants to be the Khan. He wears his helmet when he's not there, but also he is straight up Ed Boon, and I want to rip his goddamn head off for discluding Rain.
Back to Rain again, guys. Can you remind me again who Reiko is?
Reiko is the general of Shao Kahn's armies in Mortal Kombat 4. Well, technically he was working for Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 4 if you read the Mortal Kombat 4 tie-in comic, but he is the general of Shao Kahn's armies. He reappeared in Mortal Kombat Armageddon with a really, really nice redesign, which I personally would like it better if they kept like the shoulder pad and the arm pieces and gave him like his purple and black top underneath. That'd be pretty nice. That to me would be perfect Reiko costume. But yeah, a lot of Reiko's moves involve he can sort of like makes these weird energy copies of Shao Kahn's weapons and helmets that he uses to attack with. And then in Mortal Kombat 4 he had a lot of assassin based moves such as ninja throwing stars and stuff like that, and he can just be a brutal character. Like, I want him to, in fact, I wouldn't mind if they turned Reiko into a grappler of the series. That'd be really interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. But
doesn't he have like a Robin mask?
No, that's actually Outworld makeup. That's like traditional Outworld face tattoos. Shang Tsung actually had that in Mortal Kombat. In Mortal Kombat 3, Shang Tsung had the same thing, but it's not a Robin mask. Those are just like black paint over his eyes.
It's like a battle paint or war paint.
Yeah, battle paint, war paint, something like that. Yeah, it's really cool. I think they're tattoos. I'm pretty sure that's how
tattoos are on their eyes.
Described.
That hurt.
It's Outworld, man. I
mean, if he wants to be like Shao Kahn, he's gotta be able to tattoo around his eyes, right?
Oh, Shao Kahn doesn't. Shao Kahn just looks really, really not messed up, really demonic under his helmet. I really hope we get a helmetless version of Shao Kahn. Reiko, just so that way if Rain doesn't make it in the game and Reiko does, I can rip off Ed Boon's head.
My pick for Mortal Kombat 4 or Mortal Kombat Gold is none other than the legendary, the amazing God of Wind, Fujin. So Fujin is God of Wind, and in Mortal Kombat 11...
He does the best blowjobs.
I'm sure he does. God of Wind, get it? Anyway, in Mortal Kombat 11, Raiden is evil, right? And I want to see another god to step up against Raiden, someone for the Outworld, the fighters to look up to, someone to lead them, you know? They had Raiden in the beginning, but, Raiden's evil now, so I like for Fujin to step in, and I'm also interested to see what they can do with his wind powers. I've been looking at some concept art on YouTube, and this one looks great. It has like ropes around his arms. It has like a robe, a sash. He has his long beautiful, sexy white hair. Yeah, Fujin's just awesome. And even in Mortal Kombat 4, he was great. And he was also a boss, right? Was he like a boss?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't been a boss for any of the games.
Oh, I must have misread that somewhere.
I guess so. I have a feeling you did all your research last minute, but that's fine. That's fine. You got a real. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. He was a boss. In, Mortal
who's
Kombat
doing the research
Mythology
now?
Sub-Zero. It took me a while to think about it. I was just gonna tell him that, all us real Mortal Kombat fans out there know that Fujin first appeared in Mortal Kombat, and then it hit me. He was his boss in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. So here I come. I look like an asshole.
No. We're okay, man. We're okay.
If you think I'm an asshole, leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
If you think I'm an asshole, leave a comment saying Mickey's an asshole.
Or you could leave it anyway, without knowing the context. Just for shits and giggles.
But yeah, I know in Mortal Kombat 11, Baraka had his flag, and Fujin's character, he has like a flag on his back. So it'd be interesting to see if they.
He has a cape.
Oh, it's a cape?
Yeah. And Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero's, he wore a cape. He had it was essentially Superman. Without the heat vision and ice breath. So just a strong flying dude. But yeah, Fujin would be a cool addition. I would definitely like to see them, because we don't have... Fujin is literally like the only solid wind-based character. Katana and some of the other Edenians sort of have that, which I feel like is just the Edenian thing. Wind, sound waves, stuff like that. But yeah, Fujin could be a lot of fun. One character that I would say I don't want to see make the main roster, but I would definitely love to see as DLC would be Kai from Mortal Kombat 4. He was the black monk.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's pretty much the only way I could describe him. I can't really call him African American because I'm pretty sure he didn't grow up in America. Yeah, Kai would be cool. But what I would like to see from Kai is I'd like them to reimagine him completely. Like, what I want to see is Kai not from this timeline, but from the original timeline, after Shao Kahn messes stuff up. I want to see a survivor Kai. Like, maybe he's lost an arm. He still has Raiden's bow staff that was given to him at the end of Mortal Kombat 4. That would be a lot of cool. Simply so that way we can get a character that has existed in this world where Shao Kahn is the supreme ruler of everything.
I really like that idea.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And I would... Maybe not the main story, maybe a DLC thing. I personally have said for a while that I think they should do story packs where you sort of get like these little short story modes that sort of incorporate the DLC characters into the game story. I've always thought that would be a neat idea, but I don't think they're going to do that. But still, Kai would be interesting if they do something like that. The next game that we have on our list is everybody's favorite. The game that I think Mortal Kombat 11 might be the most compared to when it comes out. Not because of the quality of Mortal Kombat 11, but rather because of how much new stuff that they're trying out. Similar to what they did in this game, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. They really just shook up their entire system in Deadly Alliance. Which is what we're seeing in Mortal Kombat 11. They're completely shaking everything up.
Which is fantastic. I really like what they're doing right now.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 looks light years away from Deadly Alliance. This might be the best Mortal Kombat game.
Hands down, right? I'm telling this right now on this podcast. Quote me, fighting game of the year.
Well, yeah, the NetherRealm games always make fighting game of the year. I'm pretty sure. I would be surprised if they make Game of the Year. Game of the Year would be, but that would be like, I don't know, acknowledging a superhero movie in the Oscars. Oh wait, it happened.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. If Black Panther can get Best Picture, Mortal Kombat can get Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
eventually. Why don't you start us off with?
I started off with Mortal Kombat 4. What type of bullshit you trying to run here?
All right, I guess I'm going first. So for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, I chose. So before I tell you what I chose, I love big. I'm a huge fan of big things, big monsters, big people, big things. You know, I love Godzilla growing up, so it was only right that I had to make this choice. I chose Blaze. Big fire monster demon monster dude thing. And man, he's awesome. He just looks cool. I mean, he's probably not going to make MK11, he just wouldn't fit. But Trisu, I mean,
but Blaze wasn't big in this game.
But what I meant was for MK11, I like to see them do a completely new model. That's what I meant. A new model for Blaze where he is big and
So you're
huge.
putting Blaze in your Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance slot, but you want him to be Mortal Kombat Armageddon Blaze.
Yeah. I like things big. Big things.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows.
That didn't come out right. Like, not at all.
How about you? What's your pick?
You're not getting off that easily. So what would you like them to change with Blaze? Like, what improvements would you like to see them make? What type of gameplay attributes, story attributes, if they were to put him in this game? Let's say Ed Boon was sitting right here next to us, like he's trapped in this closet with us under duress.
Well, I say first thing, Ed Boon, give this man a reign. And then the next thing I'd say is, I'd like Blaze to have big, almost like
He did a hand motion when he said big, like
Almost.
right under his chest. I just wanted to let you guys know that.
almost like I don't know if you ever played Soul Calibur 4, guys. What's his name? The boss in Soul Calibur.
Ivy?
No. The boss in Soul Calibur 6.
Soul Calibur 6, the
Or-
boss,
The fired lava dude.
Inferno.
Inferno, yeah. That's what I envision for Blaze, big but bigger and on fire constantly.
Like beefier.
Yeah, and beefier, almost like a Broly.
Almost like a...
I also want him to be more of a projectile-based moves, so we can manipulate his fire. Not because we already have Scorpion. Scorpion's all about the fire, but Scorpion's really close up. So I like to see something different, more range.
So you want a big, beefy projectile character.
Yes.
And when he punches you, he does, like, no damage.
He has like a long staff or something.
Yeah, a long staff.
A big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like for Blaze. What about you?
Okay. I think you talked
It's good. Ed
Talked
Boon.
enough
Ed
about
Boon likes my.
Blaze. I don't know if he likes it. He's nodding yes. Probably because he wants to get let out. See his wife and child.
Yeah.
This is taking a very weird turn.
Go ahead.
But yeah, my choice for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance would be Drahmin. He is one of the... When I was playing Deadly Alliance, he's the third to last character that I unlocked, simply because I wanted to save the best for last. And with Drahmin, even though I will admit he's not the best character, I think he could easily be the most interesting. He is a Oni tormentor from the Netherrealm. He's like best friends with Moloch. He has this giant freaking iron club on his arm that he can just clock you upside the head with. He can spin it around like a propeller, and then he fires flies and stuff. I think he was just cool. What I would like to see from Drahmin is that I'd like him to be sort of this unstoppable, relentless force type character. Like, give him some armor on a bunch of moves. And I'd like to incorporate a bunch of elements from his Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance alternate costume, which part of why I like Drahmin, or part of why I want to see Drahmin again, is because I feel like he's a character that was left incomplete in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. He didn't have any combo strains. He mostly felt like a test character to test out the new pop-up mechanics in the game, which was the only way you could get combos with that character is if you did pop-up moves. But in his alternate costume, he has all these little details. Like he has this kanji symbol painted onto his chest. I think it's in blood. And he has like this tiny shrunken head that he carries around his waist. And in both of his outfits, you see these knives poking out of his back like he was just stabbed in the back with them. What I would like to see him do is I'd like to see him like have moves where he pulls out the knife with one of his free hands and does like a quick slashing move and then put it right back. I want to see him like having arrows poking out of his body like he just came from a war zone. Like he was just this unstoppable force that everything that they threw at him just wasn't working. And instead of having the flies just sort of be something that he just swings in your direction, I'd like to see him like fire the flies out of the shrunken head that he carries on his waist. Maybe put a lot of build up to that projectile attack to make it more heavy instead of something that has to happen like very quick. But yeah, Drahmin, and I'd like to see a complete like from the bottom up redesign of him. I imagine a hybrid between his main costume and his alternate costume. In Deadly Alliance, he still has some of that mummy bandaging, but I think that would mostly be on his legs, maybe about half of his torso. Move the kanji symbol down to his little flap that'll be floating out there. And give him like really wicked, long, white hair. And then under the mask, make him look like the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt. And that'll be... Heck, give him the Crypt Keeper's voice. Hi, this is Dr. Dastardly. Something like that. No, he should not speak. He should only grunt and growl, because... When he is there, he is simply a force. That's what he should be. He should feel like something that cannot be stopped.
I think Blaze is better.
I'm not going to say you're wrong, but you're definitely not right. Yeah, Drahmin would be my pick from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. And with that, we have ourselves Mortal Kombat Deception. And since we're sort of passing off who starts first, I guess I'll be going first on this one. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are going to agree with me when I say this one word. I think Mortal Kombat 11 should have a lot of Havik.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Havik. I would love to see Havik in this game. He's one of those 3D era characters that I think he's one of the strongest 3D era characters. So far, I don't really count Mortal Kombat 4 as part of the 3D era. That's just me, because that's still in sort of the 2.5D fighting style type thing. I am just moving back and forth, so I'm sorry if the audio is just coming in and out. I'm just a very emotive and moving person in general. I can't sit still. But yeah, Havik, I think, is one of the strongest 3D era characters. So far from the 3D era, we've really only seen Kenshi come back. And we'll talk more about Kenshi later. But I think Havik deserves his shot. He's weird. He's unpredictable. Like, I want him to be sort of like the Nappa or King K. Rool of the game, where both of those are characters in their respective games that they have moves that have properties that you don't expect. Take, for example, Nappa in Dragon Ball FighterZ. His low attack... An attack that looks like a low actually hits mid, and an attack that looks like it'll hit mid actually hits low. Stuff like that. So those would be like small details that they can incorporate in the geeky fighting game stuff, elements of the character, and give him like a bunch of new moves. Like he had a bunch of like self-mutilation moves where like he breaks his legs backwards and fires a projectile out. He twisted his head and snapped it so that way it's regain health, which I don't see how that works. I'll give him like a lot of weird moving moves, make him almost like the Voldo of the game or something like that.
Oh yeah, Voldo's hot.
All right. That's out there. Yeah.
All right,
Havik.
Moving on. So like I said earlier, I love big things. I love big monsters. I chose Onaga, the Dragon King. So personally, I've never played Onaga. I just think he looks badass. Looks sick. I mean, he's the Dragon King. Didn't he almost whoop Shao Kahn's ass?
Actually, Onaga was too powerful for Shao Kahn to fight directly. So Shao Kahn poisoned Onaga instead of fighting him directly.
Oh, well, there you go. Now, the more
MK you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Da-da-ding.
Put that in there.
Yeah.
Put that in there. Yeah, I think he should be in Mortal Kombat 11 as a DLC character, only because we have Shao Kahn as a playable character, and
Well, Shao Kahn is already the pre-ordered DLC.
yeah, I think he should be included with Shao Kahn. It only makes sense.
I don't think they're gonna do a 2-pack pre-order thing. Maybe from MK12.
MK12. Not even MK11 yet.
I know it's a long time to wait, but that's the only way I see Onaga making it in, is in a future Mortal Kombat game. But go ahead, keep talking about why Onaga deserves to be in Mortal Kombat 11. This game specifically, not the next one on the PlayStation 520 or whatever.
520 or the Xbox 2.
That
wouldn't make sense, right?
God, that'll be so confusing.
It would be, because it's called the one. And then
What if they just call it Xbox the sequel?
Xbox the sequel, or whether they just call it Xbox, just Xbox
Instead of Xbox One?
Yeah.
Just to make it even more confusing?
Okay. Sorry, then we got a little off topic. We're not in the tropics.
We did vocal exercises and everything, and we're still tripping over our words.
So yeah, Onaga. So he has these big giant wings, got these big claws, he's huge, and I want to see him.
These big giant tail.
I want to see, sort of like a Goro mixed in with.
Now I know you're just ripping stuff off from
Alien.
people. Oh, Goro mixed with. Oh, okay,
Alien.
I thought you were gonna. There's like this stupid online theory about how Goro is gonna be the next vessel for the Dragon King, so Onaga will return with 4 arms, and I'm just like, no.
I've never heard that theory, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But I want him to be big and like strong, like slow, but also able to have that agility with, Alien does. Because Alien has that tail.
Yeah.
So, that's my reasons for Onaga.
Like make him use his tail instead of it having been this big stupid decoration that's behind him the whole time.
Yeah, and I want him to, use he breathes fire.
Breathes fire.
Breathes fire, shoots fire.
His fire hits you from all the way across the screens.
Well, there you go.
It's bullshit.
Do you think they're gonna have something like that in MK11? They have like those BS moves.
For boss characters, yeah. Kronika isn't going to be playable, and I suspect it's because she straight up throws black holes at people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also a part of the news, Kronika, not playable in MK11. Thoughts at 12.
MK, the more you know. Ding! Did I do it right?
The more MK you know.
Oh, the more MK you know.
Ta-da-ding. So yeah, Havik and Onaga, those are our picks. And now we're reaching the Mortal Kombat Armageddon
Okay.
era.
For the record, I love this character. We played him in the story mode of that game,
Yep.
and I really liked what they did with that, and so that made me love the character even more. And he's also a demigod, which is not something you see in MK9 or MK10 or MK.
And he's Rain's brother.
You guys probably already guessed it. It's Rain. No, I'm just kidding. It's Taven.
Rain is his own brother.
Taven. Super badass dude. Man, I love him playing as a kid. I want to see him in the same direction as what you said earlier with Reiko. Very similar. Except maybe this time have him use some of his... Does he have powers? Demigod powers?
Taven is a sort of like a fire-based character. He has a lot of fire moves. Or at least all of his moves has a fire effect. He has like a ground pound that hits all around the screen. And he has this one move where he charges towards the opponent, and then he sort of just like hits them.
Ooh, that could be an X-ray.
Does multiple hits.
You hear that in other rooms?
There's no X-rays in this game, though. There's crushing blows. You could do that as a crushing blow.
That's what I meant.
Make that part of the crushing blows. I believe he has a fireball, and he also has a regular charging attack. He also has this really cool sword called the Drake Sword, which it's not the one that his parents left for him. I don't think so, because Dagon took both of those swords. I'll have to replay the Conquest mode. I think maybe Dagon gives it back to him, but then you see him use a sword that looks exactly like his Drake sword at the Lin Kuei Temple stage in Conquest mode.
Have you beaten the Conquest mode?
I've beaten Conquest mode like 3 times.
Oh.
That's just how memorable the Conquest mode is. I remember Wu Lei better than I remember the details on the Drake sword. Oh yeah.
What was your pick?
This is my pick. Sareena.
Sareena. Ooh.
I want both of the Leah Montalego girls in this game. Leah Montalego was the actress model that they used for both Sindel and Sareena in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. She was also in the live action scenes for Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. And I want both Sindel and Sareena in this game. Sareena, I think, is really cool and is a character that they could really play around with because she has such a heavy tie to Sub-Zero. Both of the Sub-Zero brothers, actually. In the original timeline, she was in the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. And
Game Boy version?
Yeah, the Game Boy version.
Game Boy?
There was a Game Boy version. Hence why I included her in my Mortal Kombat Armageddon argument and not in my Deadly Alliance argument. But her first console playable appearance was in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Hence why she's in this category.
Mortal Kombat for the Game Boy?
They've made, I want to say, 2 for the Game Boy and 1 for the DS. There was one on the original Game Boy, Mortal Kombat 1, and that's actually the first time you got to play Goro. I found that out from Tabmock99. He's a Mortal Kombat YouTuber.
Oh, yeah.
I figured
met
you
him.
didn't know. I don't think you... Whatever. But still. But yeah, Sareena, I want to see her come back. I think they could really incorporate some of her Brotherhood of Shadow elements. I want to see them... So, Noob Saibot is very different in this new timeline than he was in the old timeline, or at least move-wise. He still has his Disruptor projectile. I think a lot of his clone moves are new. He did have a clone in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but that clone didn't come back a lot in the 3D era game. So I think if you give her some of those old Noob Saibot moves, the ninja stars, the disappearing and vanishing attacks, that'd be cool. You could also give her spin attacks from the boss fight of Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zeros, or even Kia and Jateka's weapons and moves from Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zeros. I think you can have a really creative character on your hands. Maybe even play around a bit with her demonic form, because she is a demon that only has a human form because of Quan Chi in the Brotherhood of Shadow.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think she could be a very fun character. In fact, here's the thing. A lot of people like Ashra.
Mm-hmm.
I would like Ashra more if Sareena didn't exist, because they kind of follow the same storyline of demons in the Netherrealm seeking redemption. So, personally, and I hope nobody gets pissed at me, give Sareena Ashra's moves. Yeah, let's move on before people start yelling.
You just made everyone mad.
I know.
I do have a question for you, though. Earlier, you had Li Mei.
I did not. I talked to you about Li Mei in the car, and I was like, people are demanding Li Mei for some reason, and I don't get it. In the 3D era games, she was just Bikini Girl who was...
So you don't want to see Li Mei?
I don't really want Li Mei, and a lot of people want to see her because of Mortal Kombat X and her appearance in the story mode. If they reimagine her, make her really cool, then I'd be all for it. But if we're just gonna get Li Mei from the 3D era games, which is just Bikini Liu Kang,
it's like Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Kind of, except not as original. Then no. So I'm not too excited for Li Mei. Somebody brought up an interesting concept on Twitter where they give her more pressure point type moves. So almost make her a Kenshiro type character.
Oh.
And I think that could be interesting. Another thing that I think would be interesting is if they almost made her like Jubilee in the X-Men, give her like sort of a spunky attitude.
Okay.
And she did fire like these Nova Burst fire attacks. Maybe make them like Jubilee in the X-Men. That'd be interesting. But Li Mei, as she currently exists now, I don't want to see in Mortal Kombat 11. That's just me.
I just think she's awesome. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I really do. And I thought so too when I was 10, 12, whenever Deception came out, or Deadly Alliance.
That was a long time ago.
Deadly Alliance was when she first appeared. In fact, I actually like her primary costume in Deadly Alliance a little bit more than her outfit in Deception and Armageddon. Because that one was more like a traditional Japanese outfit. She had these long baggy pants. She did have a open vest. I think if they adjusted the fabric a bit so that way it wasn't a skin tight vest, which was kind of unrealistic, but give you sort of that something a little bit better looking.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe this in a way that doesn't make me look like an asshole.
We all love you still.
No, I don't think. Tell that to my number of subscribers. I'm very happy to have 15 subscribers, but I think there's a reason I don't have more, and once I find out that reason, I'll try to fix it.
Yeah, and I'll be there with you.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the... I do think that she should keep her bandana handkerchief thing over her head, though. I thought that was cool. Made her look almost like a bandit. Yeah.
Could be an alternate costume.
Maybe. That'd be cool. I don't want to see her Warlord outfit come back, though, because that just didn't make sense to me. It would have made sense if they gave it to her in Armageddon and said that was her Dragon Queen outfit, because she became Onaga's bitch.
She did?
Yeah, she did. And her ending... Like, this is Li Mei's story arc in the 3D era of games. Wants to protect her village from the Deadly Alliance. Fails. Gets resurrected and rescued by Boraicho. Trained by Big Fat Drunk Guy. Fights with her allies against Onaga. Fails. Falls in love with Onaga.
What the heck?
Yeah.
So they're married now?
Yeah, they're married.
How does that make any sense?
They made a... I don't know.
They made little dragon babies?
I don't know. I don't think they had kids. I'm not sure if that's even possible. Maybe somebody back at Midway has that old concept art of what Li Mei and Onaga's kid would look like.
Back in the golden days.
Back in the piss poor days. This is enough Li Mei talk.
Yeah.
This is the more we talk about, the more mad I'm going to be. Let's get to our Mortal Kombat X Roster Rundown. What characters that we think are going to come back, and what characters that we think are going to get the axe, or the X.
Or the, get the hell out of here, I don't want to see your face anymore.
I still kind of want to see you back, but don't be mad, unless you're Jackie.
Unless you're Jackie. Do you want to start us off?
Well, we're both going to be talking about these characters. I'm just going to say the name of a character. You're going to give us a yes or no.
It's like a game.
Yeah, sort of like a game. And then if you feel like you need to expand on whether or not they're going to come back, sure. This first one we can skip because it's Kun Lao. We already know he's going to be back.
Okay.
Jax.
Yeah, he's going to come back. I just feel like in every game, every Mortal Kombat game, whenever there's Sonya Blade, Jax is always there.
Except for the first Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, that one didn't count.
And the second one where Jax was there and not Sonya.
And the second one?
Yeah. And here's the thing about Jax. He's been in every Mortal Kombat game since Mortal Kombat 2. I actually looked this up.
Okay.
He missed Deception the first time, but then he came back in the GameCube and PSP versions of Deception. So he's been in every single Mortal Kombat game since Mortal Kombat 2. And because of that, I don't want to see him back.
Well, isn't he the core character of the series?
I don't think he's a core character of the series. I think Jax should take a break. Go go be with his wife, Vera. Jackie can go do whatever the hell she wants to do, but like Jax is getting too old for this shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, Sonya Blade's getting old for this too.
Yeah, but Sonya is one of the original Mortal Kombat 1 characters, and I think they've just now figured out what they want to do with Sonya, because Sonya is one of those characters that they've just made like another acrobat that fires projectiles for like the longest time, and since Mortal Kombat X, they finally started implementing some of her military aspects, which some work out, some I don't think don't, but they're finally figuring out what they want with Sonya. Jax, I think they figured out a while ago, and I think he should take a break.
Okay.
Maybe come back as DLC, voiced by Terry Crews.
Oh, I like
or
that.
Michael J. White.
Oh, I never said if yes or no, huh? I agree with you as well.
So you say no, he shouldn't come back.
He shouldn't come back.
Even though earlier you said yes.
Well, I meant I don't want him to come back, but I think he will come back due to what I said. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of don't think he's going to come back. That's just me. Especially since apparently Garrus has been... A lot of people have been thinking that Garrus kind of fills that grappler heavy hitter role that Jax fulfilled.
Okay.
But yeah, it'd be nice to see them both in, but I want to see someone else than Jax.
Okay. Who's next on the list?
Well, Sonya is already in, so we can skip that. Kenshi.
Oh yeah, we talked about this earlier. We've seen him enough. It'd be awesome to see him in the new engine, those new graphics. Man, those graphics are amazing. But
God damn, this game looks beautiful.
He's just been... I'm kind of over him. He can pass. So I'm going to say no for me.
Kenshi is one of those characters I've always liked sort of passively. Like I've always thought he was a cool concept, but nothing's really like screamed to me at him until Mortal Kombat X with his possessed variation and the Ronin outfit. To me, that was cool. But also, if we have a possessed variation and the Ronin outfit, I think it'd be an entirely new character. And like you said, Kenshi's been in 2 games in a row so far. Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and I think for a 3D era character, he's had his due. I think he can sit this one out.
Yeah, he definitely can.
Yeah.
Blind dude.
So that's a no on Kenshi from the both of us. Katana has already been confirmed. Scorpion, do you think Scorpion's going to be in the game?
Let me see. Yeah, you?
Nah.
You think Rain's gonna? I think Rain's gonna be in there.
Oh, don't you play with my heart like that, you son of a bitch. Yeah, Scorpion's already confirmed. Shinnok, we've seen him in cutscenes. We've seen him in the background of some stages. What do you think? Think he's gonna be playable?
I think he's gonna be. Yeah, I think he's gonna be playable. I mean, I like him, but I don't play him. But I think he will come back due to just looking at those cutscenes. It's just my guess that he will come back. So it's yes for me.
I have to disagree, and it's okay if we disagree on something.
Of course,
we're still friends. We're still buds.
We are. Remember that.
But I don't think Shinnok is going to come back. Part of it is because in the cutscene that he appeared, he had the same outfit as his primary in Mortal Kombat X. While yes, they would have had to do a lot to re-rig the model in order to get it to fit in this new engine. Maybe do a couple retexturing.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I don't think he's going to come back. He was a boss of the last game. I think he's had his moment to shine. I do think if he does come back, which I'm not saying he will, he needs a new outfit.
And some new moves too.
I would like to see if Shinnok were to come back. I think if NetherRealm just like Googled a devil praying mantis and made an outfit sort of like that kind of makes him look like one of those or inspired by one of those, that could make for a pretty cool Shinnok outfit. But like I said, I don't think he's going to come back.
Okay, that's fine. You know, whatever. I'm out of here. All right, so
Kano's been confirmed.
Kano.
Johnny Cage. We've seen him in the background. We've seen him we saw him on like a screen in a developer interview way in the corner.
I'm sure he's gonna come back. I mean, Johnny Cage is just one of those characters where like, I feel like every fighting game always has that like joke character, the funny guy.
So you're comparing Johnny Cage to Dan Hibiki?
Sure. From Street Fighter?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also part of the core characters.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can see him coming back.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I like him, but he's probably gonna come back.
I feel like for this game, we're going to get the original 7 back from Mortal Kombat 1. Because this is also the first game to come out since the Mortal Kombat, I believe, 25th anniversary.
Oh,
so
really?
I think this is going to be a big celebratory game.
So they're going to do something big. Hopefully bring Rain back, huh?
God damn, I want Rain. I really want Rain. Man.
I really want Noob Saibot.
I know you do. You did put him in your 2 trilogy picks, you son of a bitch. Freaking Stryker.
I don't know. I just it was one of those things where it's like, it's too late.
Yeah, I guess so. I only gave you like a week ahead of time. It was more like 3 days. Aaron Black, one of my personal favorites from Mortal Kombat X. What about you?
I love Aaron Black. I love his moves. I love his X-ray. It's freaking awesome where you see like the character's name on the board. That was really sick.
Too bad X-rays aren't in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see him in the game, but I don't think he will show up. Only because in X, I don't know, he just wasn't there for... I mean, they needed him just for X. Like, anything after X, he's, like, irrelevant. What do you think?
I want Aaron Black back. In general, I want him back. Do I think I'll get him back? Maybe not. It looks like they're cutting a lot of stuff out of this game. But I think it would be a shame for him not to be in because he has such a huge fan following, like, from when he first showed up on a panel of the Mortal Kombat X comic. So I want him back, yes.
He works for...
Yes on Aaron Black. He works for Kotal Khan.
Yeah, so...
But before that, he was hired by Shang Tsung to take out some of the Earthrealm tournament participants. Or at least that's what's hinted at in his ending. We're not sure which participants in general. We are not even sure if it was for that particular tournament that Liu Kang and everyone participated in the first game, because we don't know how old Aaron Black is.
Yeah, he looks really young.
He looks really young, but he's an Earthrealmer who's been living in Outworld for who knows how long. So he easily could be from the Wild West days and just never left. What if he fought in the tournament with the Great Kung Lao? God, that'd be such a cool twist.
That would be.
Like, he's been around since that tournament, and he's just lived in Outworld. Man.
Is that possible?
We're not entirely sure how time works in Outworld. I think it's possible. There's a bunch of sorcery there. He carries around sand all the time that he can manipulate. What if that's like time sand or whatever?
Oh, like from Garrus.
Yeah, like from Garrus or Chronica.
Oh.
And then we have a reason for Aaron Black to be in the game because he took sand from Garrus and Chronica.
You hear that, guys? You heard it here first. Aaron Black, official.
Aaron Black, official fan fiction, don't at.
All right, so who else we got?
Liu Kang's kind of been confirmed. It's been in a gameplay trailer. Ermac.
Nah, I'm kind of sick of Ermac. He's a cool character, but it's a pass for me.
I think he's a cool character, but I don't think he's going to make this game.
Yeah,
Part of his, whether or not you accept the Mortal Kombat X character endings as canon or not is irrelevant. But again, on the other hand, Ermac died in his ending because Shang Tsung took all the souls out of his body. So I don't think we're going to get Ermac back. I do think he's a character who has had his due, so I don't need to see him back in particular. Personally, I would love to see it be that Shang Tsung, if Shang Tsung is in the game, he has some moves from Ermac, simply because Shang Tsung has had the same fireballs and soul-stealing moves that he has since Mortal Kombat 1. He needs some new stuff, man. But yeah, Ermac, that's a pass from us both.
Cool.
Sub-Zero's already been confirmed.
Is he though?
I don't know. You know, that could be smoke in that trailer that we saw, or it could have been Frost.
He doesn't look half white.
Yeah.
Doesn't have scar.
His scar is too small.
Too small.
Who knows? Maybe it's not the real Sub-Zero. We're joking. Melina.
Oh. Melina was in 9.
Yes.
Also in 10.
Yes.
Should she come to 11? My personal opinion is no. Personally, because I don't really think she fits in with the story. And also, I hate Melina. Don't get mad at me.
The Melina fan base is rabid. Like, I swear, I go on Twitter sometimes and I see it and I'm just like, oh God, why?
What would they say?
I don't know. They just want Melina, nothing but Melina, and Melina. And they get mad when you say that, well, she's been in 2 games so far in this reboot, and she died in Mortal Kombat X. And
yeah, exactly. So there's no need for her to come back unless they magically make a clone Melina.
I don't hate Melina, but I do think that I would rather see someone else.
I'd rather
that's
see
a no
Jade.
from me. Oh yeah, Jade.
Yeah,
Jade has a
Jade,
huge fan. I'm pretty sure Jade is going to be in the game. I don't doubt that. Especially since they said that Chronica is the lady that she saw in her Mortal Kombat 9 ending. It's like, what?
What?
Yeah. But yeah, I think Jade will make the game. Melina, no, save her for DLC or something or whatever.
The fans just want her in a toilet paper costume.
I don't want her in the main roster, is what it is. And I'm pretty sure that's not it. I think it's because they genuinely love the character. But sure, that's enough on Melina. Takeda! Takahashi Takeda.
He's cool. He's awesome. I love his interaction with Scorpion, But, like you said, I just don't think any of those combat... What are they called? Combat forces?
Combat kids.
Combat kids. Yeah, I just don't think any
That's
of
how
them
people
will
are.
come back.
That's how people refer to him. I like Takeda. I want him to come back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to come back.
I like him too.
I want him to come back.
His moves are sick, and his
he has his whips and
That's
oh
sick.
My gosh, he just whips it all
He
over
looks
the
cool
place.
when he does that.
He looks cool. He has the pulse
beautiful.
blades and shit.
Yeah, he just looks cool.
Oh my gosh, he's such a cool character.
He's almost like Scorpion.
Almost like he's like a hybrid of Scorpion and a Cyber Ninja. Like if they were to make a Cyber Scorpion, it would be Takeda.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what they did. So, yes, I would love Takeda. No, I don't think he's going to come back, but I'm still going to say yes. Don't worry, I'm going to have, like, visual things on the YouTube video to let people know, like, what
we're talking about?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What our opinion is, because so far I'm having a hard time keeping track of what characters we said yes and what characters we said no to. Cassie, we've already seen her. Jackie Briggs. What do you think about Jackie the goddamn Briggs?
Jackie can do whatever she wants. But yeah, I think she should come back. Oh, is she part of the Combat Kids too?
She is part of the Combat Kids.
I think she's cool. I think she's great, but like I said earlier, don't think she's gonna come back.
Like I said earlier, Jackie can just go do whatever the hell that she wants as long as it's not in this game.
I was never really a fan of her anyway.
I don't know. It's just that I don't think Jackie is going to come back. Part of it is because the only gimmick that she really had were her gauntlets. And so far, what we've seen of the customization from Sonya, a lot of her customization is gauntlet-based. So if Sonya has the gauntlets...
Then there's no point for Jack.
There's no real point for Jackie.
Yeah.
Other than to get the Kasumi Ayane thing that they're trying to do with Cassie and Jackie, where they become the poster girls for the franchise or whatever, which I don't think is going to happen. You already had perfectly fine poster girls with Katana and Melina and Sonya. You don't need new poster girls.
Yeah, come on, guys. It's about the game, not the girls. Right?
Yeah. Well, if they were to do something like really cool and unique with Jackie, like, then I'd be on board. As long as they don't make her another military thing that we've had, because I don't want Mortal Kombat 11 to be just, over flooded with these military characters and their guns, and I got military training and blah, 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 blah. Guns, weapons, explosions, grenades.
America.
Yeah. Yeah, she can go do whatever she wants as long as it's not in this game. Kunjin.
Oh, you already know what I'm going to say.
I already know what you're going to say.
You already know my answer, so it's a big yes, please. Please. I need Kunjin. He was my main. He was my guy. And don't tell him what I did in X, because then they're going to think I'm not,
Well, you know more combos in X than I do, so I think they'd be very proud.
Tell him about Kunjin, Patricio.
He only plays as Kunjin. Only. And he only knows one combo with Kunjin that he keeps doing until he has an X-ray. Then he links that combo into his X-ray.
Tell him the combo I do.
I don't know.
Or at least tell him what I always use. What do I always do?
Dive kick, dive kick, dive kick, dive kick, dive kick. But you already got, 3 other characters with a dive kick? Cyber Sub-Zero, Kun Lao, Sonya. Unless Kunjin gets a intense redesign, like a huge overhaul to his gameplay style, that does he can keep his dive kick. But I personally would like to see him be something more like Eagle in Killer Instinct. That could be interesting. But otherwise, no, I don't want Kunjin in this game. I feel like of the combat kids, he was given the least to do. Which is saying something because Jackie was just there.
Hey, Sonic Fox used Kunjin.
Yeah, good for Sonic Fox. He also used Aaron Black.
Good for him.
But yeah, that's a yes from him, a no from me. Reptile.
Reptile. I like the ninjas. The Smoke, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Rain. Those ninjas. But I just don't think he will be back. If he does come back, I'd like to see a remodel. I don't like him actually looking like a reptile. I like him in a ninja form.
You liked Human Reptile?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I would like to see Human Reptile come back. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't think Reptile's going to be in this game. I think he's one of those classic characters, and yes, he was in Mortal Kombat 1 as a secret fighter and all the but I know more than you, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. I don't think he really needs to be in this game. I think you sit him out for a game, and in Mortal Kombat 12 he comes back with like a Zaterran army.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat 12,
take a
Rise
break.
of Zaterra. That'd be really cool. But Reptile, I think he needs a break.
I agree.
Ferrator.
I don't really care about her.
We don't need to talk about this one.
We need to talk about this one. Yeah, she can do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah, well, now she's the buff guy, and Ferrator died.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Haven't you ever cleared arcade mode with every single character? I have.
I have not. I've only played as Kunjin.
Yeah, I know. Devora.
Oh, insect lady.
Yeah, bug bitch.
Nah, pass for me.
I actually would like to see Devora.
I don't like her. I hate her voice. So annoying.
I like bugs. That's all it really is. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I just studied bugs all the time with my bug books. So I can tell you more about a praying mantis than I can tell you about a human being or how to talk to people. So yeah, Devora hits that sort of sweet spot for me. Not in like a fetish way, just in an aesthetic way. It's a bug lady. She attacks with like appendages that poke out of her arms like spider legs.
She was so annoying in story mode because I died like 4 times because she kept doing the same move where she dived down and attack you with her bugs. Yeah.
But yeah, I want Devora back. Okay. I think Devora should come back. Raiden has already been confirmed. Quan Chi!
Yeah, pass. We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this in the car. Quan Chi. I'm still pissed that he made main roster of Mortal Kombat 9 instead of Rain. That's not the whole reason I don't want him in. But Quan Chi has been such a big centerpiece of the Mortal Kombat story for like, oh my god, since
Years.
Mortal Kombat 4. And he needs a break.
He was always that bad guy.
He's the bad guy that comes into a game and is like, everything else that you're doing isn't important. Pay attention to me and Lord Shinnok. I will betray Lord Shinnok. No, I will serve him, but I will betray him as I serve him.
I'll betray him 2 games later.
Exactly. Like Quan Chi's one of those characters. I don't even want to see Quan Chi until Mortal Kombat 13.
13.
That's about it. Like 13-2.
13-2.
That's when Quan Chi can come back. But for now, he's... You know what? I'm curious. If you die in the Netherrealm, where do you go? Does your soul just stay in the Netherrealm, or are you dead forever?
Or Quan Chi takes your soul.
Oh, wait. Quan Chi died in Earthrealm. Shit. He's still around somewhere. God damn it.
All right.
Although he's from the... It's weird.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat realms.
Goro!
Goro's sick. He's awesome. Badass. Like I said earlier, I love big things, big monsters, big whatever. But I just don't think he's going to come back.
I don't think he's going to come back either. Goro is... Next to Rain, he is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. To me, I don't care what NetherRealm has been doing with their logo and everything. Goro, to me, is the mascot of the franchise. He's just this big buff dude with 4 arms. You look at him and you think, Mortal Kombat! And then you die because he smashes you.
That stupid move where he jumps in the air and you can't avoid it and just kills. You know what I'm talking about, guys.
You just move. You just move out of the way.
No, don't move. I try doing that. I always get stomped on.
That's your problem, man. Everybody else here knows the secret. I guess it just doesn't work for you. But yeah, Goro has always been one of my favorite characters. But I think in Mortal Kombat X, he had his due. I would love to see him in the game, but also I would like to see other characters as well. I think Goro had his due in Mortal Kombat X as a playable character. He wasn't playable in Mortal Kombat 9, which kind of sucked. But it really makes me want him to be playable in more things. But maybe not in Mortal Kombat 11. In fact... maybe we get Kintaro in Mortal Kombat 11 instead.
Or Shiva.
Yeah, a lot of people like Shiva. I wouldn't mind seeing Shiva. But Kintaro hasn't been playable yet. Like, since the reboot, Kintaro is the only Shokan that hasn't been playable. So that's why I'd like to see Kintaro. And I would like to see... I really liked his outfit in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I think if they do that, but furrier... my one gripe about his outfit in Mortal Kombat 9 was that it was just muscle with a fur texture over it. He wasn't very furry. I want a fuzzy Kintaro. I kind of want to see him do some moves that Cheetah had in Injustice 2, where he's hopping around shit, doing a bunch of cat stuff, but it's just this big, buff, 4-armed cat doing all that shit.
Yeah, he's not a cat though.
It'd be cool. He's part of the Tigrar clan of the Shokan.
So he's like a tiger.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's still... I would like to... As much as I love Goro, Kintaro needs his due too. Shiva had hers, Goro had his, Kintaro needs his. Yeah. So that's a no-go on the Goro, as much as I love him. Kotal Khan.
I think he's had his time. He's done. I mean, he only showed up in X. I just think he's not going to show up in 11 because I just feel there would be no need for him to be in that game.
I don't think he's done.
You don't think he's done?
I don't think he's done. I think he was voiced by Phil Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. I'll have to look that up later and then post a little thing that says, "You're on, you're right, yay!" Something like that. But yeah, Kotal Khan is a character that I would like to see come back in this game. He was similar to how I feel about Garrus.
Yeah.
Kotal Khan was revealed from the very first, in the very first gameplay trailer for Mortal Kombat X. And since then, he was the one I wanted to have my hands on the most. Just like I want to have my hands on Garrus the most right now. And Rain, if he comes back. But yeah, Kotal Khan, I
If he
want to
comes
see
back.
come back. I'd say maybe condense his variations and moves. Maybe only have the Bloodstone stuff be part of his customizable moves, and play around more with his giant saw blade thing.
Oh yeah, I like the saw.
Yeah,
blade
I
thing.
love that. Oh my god.
I love his X-ray too, where he like puts blood over his face, or is that a fatality?
That's his fatality.
Fatality, yeah.
And victory pose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool. Oh yeah. So that was a no for you from Kotal Khan, and a yes for me. Tanya.
I don't care about Tanya. Pass.
Tanya, I kind of want to see come back. She's a Mortal Kombat 4 character. I don't think she's had her time to shine yet, and I think if Jade is going to come back,
And Tanya will.
we need to have Tanya, because Tanya
Okay.
and Jade have been rivals since Mortal Kombat Deception.
That does make sense.
Yeah. And I want to see more of that rivalry. I want to see how that rivalry works in this new timeline. Because a lot of Tanya's story is just betraying Edenia, maybe she betrayed Edenia in this new timeline too by joining Melina. Who knows? We'll have to find out. But yeah, Tanya, if Jade's in the game, I think we should have Tanya, just so that way we can get the rivalry.
Yeah, I agree. I like the whole banter between the two characters when you're about to fight. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I want to see something.
And we
with-
haven't seen that with Jade and Tanya yet, so
Yeah.
that'd be really cool to see. So did I convince you to have Tanya now, or are you still a no?
Still no.
Okay.
It's cool, but
Yeah.
eh.
Eh. Tremor.
Eh.
Eh. So,
That's Rock Guy, right?
yeah,
He was a DLC, wasn't he?
he was DLC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show how old I am by doing this, or at least how long I've been following the Mortal Kombat community. But Tremor is one of those characters that I've been requesting since Mortal Kombat 9. I used to frequent the Midway forums with a username that said Tremor for MK9.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I lost my password to that account, I made a new account that was Hedro and Tremor. So Tremor is one of those characters that I've been fighting for, that I've been begging for years
Where was he from
and
before?
years and years. Mortal Kombat Special Forces.
Oh.
And he was originally supposed to be in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, but they gave us Rain instead. Turns out I love Rain more than Tremor, but still, Tremor is a character I've been wanting for years and years and years, and then we finally got him, and I don't want him to be one and done.
Okay.
So, Tremor, I want to come back. Not only
Okay.
that, but he was one of the coolest characters in the first combat pack for Mortal Kombat X. He had like some of the best moves, some of the hypest gameplay. Yeah, Tremor, come back, please, baby.
Baby, please, baby.
Please, baby, Oogala, hit me, baby, one more time. Hombre.
Trevor's like, I'm right here. You see like his face kind of like.
Yeah.
All right, so who's next?
Bo Raicho.
I mean, he's cool, but when you told me the whole thing with Rain, it just made me not like him anymore. So I don't think he should.
I'm sorry to have done that to you, man. But also, no, I don't want Bo Raicho in this game again.
Yeah.
I think he's
He's done. He can sit this one out.
yeah, he can sit this one out. He can go get drunk in an Outworld bar.
He can go hang out with Devora or something.
He can go train Lee May.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. Or go talk.
So that way, by Mortal Kombat 12, we can get an actual cool... No, we wouldn't get an actual cool Lee May. It'll still be Bikini Liu Kang.
He can go talk to Dragon King and convince Lee May to come back.
Maybe the Onaga hasn't shown up in this timeline yet, so it's whatever. Triborg.
Oh yeah, Triborg's sick. All
Yeah.
three of those robots.
All three of those robots put into one character. Now,
Yeah.
here's my question. Would you want to see Triborg, or would you want to see Sector, Cyrax, Smoke?
Ooh, Sector's the smoke.
Smoke.
All three of them separate.
All three of them separate.
Only because I actually want to play as them individually. I don't want to
Yeah.
just play one character. I feel like it's just like a lazy excuse.
Uh,
I think it's cool, but
I think it was a cool concept. Oh, and Cyber Sub-Zero,
yeah.
of course. I think Triborg was cool, but I'm going to have to say no.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
unless they separate the 3 robots.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Simply because I want to get the individual cyborgs
Yeah,
back.
I agree.
I want to play around with that a bit more, especially with the
I agree.
customization and everything. I want to make my own sector. As you saw in the reaction video that I showed you, where I talked a little bit about Sector, and Sector was one of my top 5 favorite Mortal Kombat characters for a long time.
That's the red one, right?
Yep. He was always sort of like exchanged for Cyrax instead. Sector didn't make Deadly Alliance. Instead, we got Cyrax. Sector didn't make Mortal Kombat Gold. He was a secret character, but he wasn't like the one that you first saw. You saw Cyrax instead, and you didn't see him again until Mortal Kombat Armageddon. He was also in the Game Boy version of Deadly Alliance, but that's whatever. Still, yeah, I think we should get the individual cyborgs back, and Smoke we can see as a Ninra in this next Mortal Kombat game. And that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Like, if they do the whole Aninra thing, I hope they kind of make it so that way, instead of just throwing smoke, he throws, like, little smoke demons and shit.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be really
like
cool.
clones of
Yeah.
himself? Yeah.
Not like clones of himself, but like little smoke monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Okay.
Or maybe, like, to make him like a hybrid between like traditional Smoke and Venom in Marvel vs. Capcom, where he has a teleport punch. First he hits you, then he teleports behind you, but instead he dives like Venom in Marvel vs. Capcom, where he's just this smoke monster.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or he just shoots a portal and does that that move.
Or sort of like the minions that Scorpion had in his variation in Mortal Kombat X, where he summons like a minion to grab you, but instead it's a smoke monster that grabs you.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they include that annoying move in MK9, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I use it all the time. So Triborg, that's a no. Individual cyborgs, that's a yes. And we're kind of reaching our time limit that I set for us earlier, but do you want to go on to our guest character ideas?
Yeah, I've been waiting.
All right.
Man.
Do you want to
hear my
start,
argument?
or should I?
I'll let you go first. I want to hear your argument.
All right. Now, keep in mind, we're not saying that we want to see these characters over any other Mortal Kombat characters. This is just for fun. We're not saying that these are characters that should absolutely make it. This is just us sort of speculating as to, yeah, he would be cool in a Mortal Kombat game.
It's for S's and G's, guys.
Yeah, just shits and giggles.
Yep.
The first character that I had in mind was Lobo from DC Comics. Because when I think Mortal Kombat, I think over-the-top violence to the point of it being funny, and that's what the Lobo comics are all about. He's one of my favorite DC characters. I can see him like doing a bunch of moves where he rips. I can see him having a brutality where he actually like rips someone's face off with his
that'd be cool.
hook and chain.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect too.
Yeah.
Because hooks, chains. It's a common theme in Mortal Kombat.
I would love to see him interact with some of the Mortal Kombat characters, where it's like he asks a character in an intro, "Who the frag are you?" "I'm your worst nightmare." "That old bitch Trib in a bikini?" Stuff like that. And he's a very comedic character, so I can see them. But I can see them having a lot of fun with him. But most importantly, he was in Injustice, the first game.
Yeah.
But as cool as it was to see Lobo in Injustice, I thought his super worked, but everything else about him didn't feel like Lobo to me. But I think if we were to put Lobo in a more violent game that's more up his alley, I think we could get a really cool Lobo fighting game character. Yeah, that's my first guest character pick. And what's your guest character pick?
So, I know you've been waiting for me to say this.
This is an interesting one.
I chose Jesse Custer from the Preacher series. I don't know if you're familiar with the series.
I am not. Hence why I want you to argue it, because I have not read a single issue of Preacher.
Okay, so...
That is the one comic I have not touched.
So Jesse Custer is a preacher, obviously, because his dad was involved with gambling, and he got shot as a preacher. And that basically changed Jesse's life. Like, hey, I want to change other people's lives, I want to do what my dad couldn't do. but he couldn't. So then out of the blue, a demon from underground, the like worst demon ever. I forgot his name. I think it's like Genesis. Yeah, there you go. Genesis. Yeah, Genesis comes and basically chooses a host and picks Jesse. And you have to be the right host, or else you just literally explode into bits and you just die. But Jesse was the right host, and essentially what he can do is he can control you with his powers. He can tell you what to do, whatever to do. And before Jesse was a preacher, Jesse was a convict, not a grave robber, a criminal. So he'd rob banks. He knew how to fight. He knew how to. He was like a bad Mission Impossible. Yeah, and he had also had the ability, but he got the abilities after he became a preacher.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes him a good Mortal Kombat character. What moves can you see him doing? How would he kill people?
Well,
what type of fatalities are we talking about?
Well, like I said, he can tell people what to do. He can mind control you. He's also like a sick person, so he can I can just vision him, like almost how Ermac kind of controls your mind and like kind of makes you fall, like makes the opponent follow you. I can see something like that with Jesse, where he like controls the opponent, or can also manipulate them. Almost like, I can see him like Ermac. That would be like the best like copy, like similar to Ermac. But like a fatality I can see him doing is he can tell him to shoot yourself, or like, or whatever weapon that you're say I'm fighting against Scorpion, you can have that character like, burn yourself alive or something, because that's the one who's.
Okay, but what about like throwing punches?
Oh yeah, he fights. He has a gun. He shoots. He's like Aaron Black.
Okay.
I can see him because he has different arsenal. He has like a whole army of like to him. It's yeah.
All right.
I don't know what else to tell you.
That's sure. It'd definitely be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, he's strong too. He's come back from the dead a couple times.
Yeah, like I said, this is for shits and giggles. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What about your second character?
So this one. This is one you actually convinced me with, because I was having a hard time thinking about a Marvel comic book character that would work in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Yeah.
And then you brought up Moon Knight, who's one of my favorite Marvel characters. And while no, I don't think he exactly fits in the Mortal Kombat universe, the thing that sold it to me was this visual idea of his all-white costume, just as the fight goes on, getting covered in blood.
Yeah.
That would be just a really cool visual to see for me. That would be really neat. And I can see him being sort of like a stance change Rekka type character, where he can start a move and then you can Rekka into a stance change, and each of those stances represent his different personalities.
And it can be like a variant too.
You can also have variation moves with it as well. Yeah. And part of his customizable items could be his truncheon, and his truncheon also changes with his moves. Like it would start off as sort of like Kali sticks that he sort of like carries on his sides in his regular Mark Spector Moon Knight variation, and then when you go into a Stephen Grant variation, Stephen Grant stance, he turns it into a full bow staff, so that way he can get some range on it. He also pulls his hood down to reveal his full face mask with a little moon insignia on it to sort of represent Mr. Knight and his ultimate appearance. And then from that, you can go into a Jake Lockley appearance where he sort of puts the bow staff away, and then he grabs out these spiked knuckles and pulls his mask about halfway up, so that way you can see the bottom of his face, and from there he's more like a bruiser and a brawler. So that would be a really cool sort of character to see. And then, like I said, that just the visual of that white costume getting covered in blood as the fight goes on, that was just, that just sounds so cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I like that idea too. I'm sure Taylor would be really proud.
Oh, yeah. Taylor's this other guy we know that collects Moon Knight comics as well as I do. He has some of the more valuable ones. I just pick up everything with if it has Moon Knight, I'll read it. Is the way I put it.
He also likes Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
He mains Kung Lao.
Yeah. Oh. You two and your goddamn cunts, man.
So this one, John Wick.
Yeah. Yeah, we're exchanging Kenshi for Keanu Reeves himself.
They're essentially the same character.
Kind of.
Look like. What do you think about that? You like John Wick? You've seen the movies, right?
I haven't seen the movies. I
haven't?
need to.
Oh, what?
I mean, they're making a third one right now, and I'm like, man, they're cracking these things out faster than Marvel movies.
Yeah, dude, John Wick's insane. John Wick is like a cold-hearted, bloody assassin. He's like, okay, you think of Jason Bourne, right?
Yeah.
He's like, nothing can beat Jason Bourne. But then you look at John Wick, like, damn. John Wick's like the dark, evil, I don't care, I only care about myself version of Jason Bourne. And he's like, he has these guns. So I'm thinking it can be like, what's his name? Chris Redfield? The guy from...
Yeah, Chris Redfield from
Chris
the Resident Evil games.
So, you know how he has those different guns?
Marvel vs.
He has the
Capcom.
grenades, he has his... Yeah, so I'm thinking it could be like that with John Wick. But John Wick's all about accuracy. And he's known to, like, kill people in one shot. So it can be, like, mixed with Chris Redfield and Aaron Black. Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Yeah,
A lot of gun game stuff going on.
Gun game stuff. I mean... When you first heard Aaron Black and when they introduced guns, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing that was cool about Aaron Black is that there's a lot of build-up to him using his guns. Even in his gunslinger variation, he doesn't directly shoot you unless he goes into a stance first. So you go into his standoff stance, then you have to press the coordinating button to where you want to fire the guns. It could be an anti-air, it could be a low, or it could be a mid. The mid is the only one that's a screen-reaching projectile. And even then, there's a lot of steps before you get there. And that's the part that sort of balances it out in my eyes. And then you have another move of his where he shoots the coin, and then you have to aim it based off the distance that you're trying to fire. Again, he has to flip the coin, then you choose the direction.
Oh.
So as long as there's multiple steps to get to that projectile going off, I think it's fine. But if it's just you keep firing projectile like Deadshot, you don't have to worry. There's no steps to it. You just fire a projectile and it goes in the direction you want. Then I think it can be a little bit exhausting, especially if you have too many characters with that same thing.
Well, they haven't introduced a projectile-heavy character yet, right?
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. So, yeah, John Wick, if Keanu Reeves is willing to do that, maybe Baraka ate his dog or something.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, Baraka would do that, right?
Yeah, Baraka would. But you know who else would eat dogs?
Who?
Aarbron from Shadow of the Beast, my third pick for a guest character.
Good transition.
Yeah, nice segue there. But yeah, so... Mickey doesn't know who this guy is. I had to show him a picture of him. I highly doubt any of you guys listening out there know who this is. But there was this little game from a studio called Heavy Spectrum that came out on the PS4 back in 2014, 2015, I think it was. And it's like a side-scroller beat-em-up adventure, and it's a reboot of an older franchise from the 90s called Shadow of the Beast. And I just fell in love with this game. The main character, Aarbron, looks like he fits in a Mortal Kombat game. He's brutal, he's bloody, he's violent. He's like this mutated human guy that was kidnapped as a baby. He can, like, put his fists in the ground and summon spikes around him. He just rips people's heads off like they're nothing, slices them in half. He can summon like these shadows that can assist him in battle and stuff, almost like Noob Saibot. He also has this one, almost like a Mega Buster type thing, but in all honesty, I can see that being a customizable move that takes up like 2 slots. And he can also pick up weapons from all over the environment and throw them at people, so I can see them giving him like spears or something from his original game. And stuff, but yeah. Actually, Shadow of the Beast was the first game I did a playthrough on my channel, and I think it's the only... That and the Street Fighter V story mode are the only full playthroughs I have on my channel, and I wanted that to be the first game I played because it was a game that was getting so little attention, so little love, that I just wanted to sort of show my love for that game by playing through that as my first YouTube series. And it's just such a cool thing. The environments look crazy. I would love a Shadow of the Beast stage. Man,
that would be cool.
That would be wicked. Like, I'll have to show you some of this game later, but like every stage looks like a metal album. That's how looks like the cover for a metal album.
We never played this?
No, I've never shown you this game before. So
Huh.
I'll have to show you. It's a really wicked cool game.
Yeah. Today?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, you're going to be hanging around till like 7 or something, so sure, why not?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to hear your argument for Pennywise. Because you chose Pennywise as your horror character.
Earlier I did, and then I chose to condense it for time. But simply, it's because he's a popular horror character that's also licensed by Warner Brothers Studios. Not only that, but he has an upcoming movie coming out, so there's all that relevant aspects to it, but also he can be a very crazy, unpredictable character, similar to Havik. Mm-hmm. I would like to see him be sort of the Voldo of the game, where he has all of these moves and attacks that you think are going to hit one way, but then they hit the other way, and then he has all these shape-shifting abilities where he can sort of like turn his arms into like these praying mantis arms to sort of strike the opponent. You can have a move where he summons a balloon under the opponent, and that puts him in a pop-up state.
Oh, that's
and
really
then you
good.
can continue into like an air combo or something. I think he'd be pretty interesting. And then he's also a bit of a cannibal like Baraka, so he'll fit like right in.
I'm sure you're wondering who my third option is.
Yes, your third option is a horror movie icon, so I think you got me talking about Pennywise just so that way we had a segue into this. But yeah, go on. Tell us about your third character that... I'm just going to let you go, man.
All right, guys, so I grew up watching this movie, and it scared the bejeepers out of me. I couldn't sleep for days because of this movie. And, gosh, even thinking about it gives me the bejeepers. So, this character, you guessed it, Chucky. So, Chucky is a small little kid, right?
I can guarantee you nobody guessed Chucky.
Chucky is like small. He's like 3 inches high, 2 inches high.
Inches? He's like a foot and a half.
Oh yeah,
that was a big doll, man.
Oh okay. Yeah, so in fighting games they have short characters, and in Mortal Kombat they haven't really had a short character.
They're
right?
called broken characters.
So I'm thinking I already pitched this to you. I had 3 ideas. One could be Power Suit Chucky. Power Suit Chucky.
You know, like the suit Ripley wears at the end of Alien.
Or 2, like a Pokemon trainer Chucky, where like Chucky's in the background. He's kind of standing there, and he's controlling all these humans to do his bidding. Or 3, it's just Chucky himself, and he's fighting with his girlfriend, Bride Tiffany, and they're like doing different combos and moves. And you know, first of all, he's really hard to kill. So I mean, it makes sense. Fit in Mortal Kombat, a lot of characters are hard to kill, and you know he's like never dies, always comes back somehow. And or it can be like Terra, where like he stabs you in the back, where like Chucky stabs the guy in the back, and that's how he controls him. Or maybe, I just thought of this right now, maybe it could be like Chucky, but a bunch of them. Like you control multiple Chuckies at once, like a crowd.
And that's all the time that we have today. Thank you for listening to this first edition of, the Explain-A-Cast, I guess is what we're going to call it. I don't know. Tell us what we should call this podcast below, or tell us if we should do more stuff like this in the comments
RainCast.
Below. The RainCast. Oh my god, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah,
we are in Washington State, where we do get quite a bit of rain, but not the rain I want. Not the purple rain I want. Not the purple rain I need. Do you hear that, Ed? Yeah. But thank you for listening. I'll be putting a link to a SoundCloud in the description below, so that way you can... I probably should have said this at the top of the video. There will be a link to the to this in the description below, so that way you can download a audio file, so that way you can listen to this while you do dishes or are in the shower or
Driving in the car.
doing laundry or something, like a traditional podcast. This YouTube version will exist simply so that way we have a few visual cues, so that way you know what we're talking about when we talk about it. You could just put it on in the background or something, because Jesus Christ, we've been going on for almost 2 hours. Thank you for listening. This has been Patricio, otherwise known as To Explain Later. You can follow me on Twitter at To Explain Later, or on YouTube, To Explain Later.
And this is Mickey, also known as Mickey. And you follow me on my Twitter account, Swanchode, or my Instagram account, Swanchode. All right. You want to do the sign out? Want to sign off?
Have a good day, and Rain, you better be in this game.